All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Leonard Fournette. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. From the gun, Daniels. He finds Taylor, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on 2nd down, Daniels. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Ready.
On 1st down, Daniels. He'll check this one off to Fournette. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Come on, fellas. Ready. Black 22.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Flip.
First down, Winston. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. About 3-5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
Check 3, Timothy.
From the gun, Winston. Got an open man. That's Campbell. He's at the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A huge play that time for the Colts. 44 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, here's Breida. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. And he is close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 14.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Ready, blue ready. Mike Fofo. They can't hang with us. Let's keep bringing it. Bring it down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Ready?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
I know you felt that one.
6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL. NFL on EA Sports.
We go! 70, Indy.
Quick dash, quick dash.
Pilot, 64, weak. 5.
On third down, Daniels. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
80 weapon.
Back to throw. Daniels. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 36. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they're going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
This is Fournette. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down at the Colts 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
10 Lobo.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Ready.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23.
Come on, set.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Throwing on 1st down, Daniels. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Wait. 3-17.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Winston now from the 50. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They run with Breida. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 1st and 10, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Breida. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Watch the twitch.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Pull it high.
To throw again. Daniels. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, and it's third down. This time they stay on the ground. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Ready, flag, 44. Check back, check back. Bofo's and Mike. Mike's Bofo. Follow. Up. 44 is Mike. Check. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Winston now to throw on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Slam. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check. Crunch. Let's go.
On play action, Winston. He's got it to Hilton. And we're going to get a timeout.
Get ready.
With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Ready. Blue ready. 44. I'm here all day. I'm ready. Out.
Final play of the half here. Winston. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They go play action. Winston. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A third down gain of 19. Jameis now on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Ready? Black, we do that. Check. I'm going back to you. I'm going back.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that will be incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this 3rd quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Ready?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Timmy Jernigan with a sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. They'll run with Fournette. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
It's been a long day for you.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Ready? Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run again with Breida. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man Hilton. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, Find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. It looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They run forward, Breida. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
He's coming. He's coming.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Check 4. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Jameis to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Colts on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. Play fake. Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lamb. Touchdown, Indianapolis. In for the score. And the Colts have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On the run, it's Fournette. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
5. Look at me. Go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it in. DJ Chark hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Winston. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 19 yards there on the catch and run. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
This is Breida. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Play action now, Winston. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. The point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down, here's Fournette. Fournette, a first down, still going. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. And now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
8 read. 50. You draw forfeit.
Second and 6. That's out to his running back, Fournette. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll lead here to a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. O.J. Howard with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now it's Breida. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Breida, he'll try the right side. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Here's Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Ready. Blackwood, do that. Check. I'm coming up to you. Hey, stop.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
I'm here all day.
Winston to throw. It's caught by Funchess. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
On 1st and 10, Daniels. Over the middle, it's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. 2nd down in inches. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Fournette. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
Here we go. Back. Easy. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Mike.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Ready? Black 25. 5-0. 44 to Mike. 44 to Mike. Check. Easy.
Now the first throw in overtime for Winston. And he gets it to Funchess complete. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a first down. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to him.
And now this first drive in OT continues. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. That'll be complete to Breida. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
On third down, Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, fourth down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on fourth down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Nothing too fancy there. A simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle, shaking their heads and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you're onto something.
They'll run on first down. Taylor. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
On the ready.
50, Mike, 50.
Top get it.
Fournette. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Jacksonville, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.